Review Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is unbearable stand-up comedian, no other than Miss Danielle Williams.
Hi guys.
Welcome, Miss Danielle on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Yes. So my name is Danielle Williams. I go by the stage name of Limb Alert, and I am the right below the knee amputee, and I'm a single mother, and I'm here to make my one of my first debuts.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Miss Danielle, thank you. And today let's talk about how did you lose your leg? Tell us about this, Miss Danielle.
So when I was born, I had a stroke at birth due to birth complications. And when I had my son in 2021, with all the swelling and post pregnancy conditions I had, with the disability I already had and the weaknesses I already had, my lower leg collapsed. So I just had to decide to electively amputate my leg in order to better raise.
Miss Danielle, how did you lose your leg? Is a deeply personal question that a stranger sometimes asks casually. How did you navigate the boundary between a public curiosity and a private trauma? How did you develop a different answer for a different context?
So it all depends on the person that walks up to me. If they're giving me kind of a judgmental context look, or if they want to ask but they don't ask, I go up to them and I introduce myself. And I always make a joke. Never give me the opportunity to make a joke. I'll look at somebody and I'll be like, "It won't fall off if you keep staring." And then I just
Mm-hmm.
walk off. Or
Mm-hmm.
if somebody walks up to me, "Oh my gosh, you're an amputee. What happened?" Being an amputee, you get to make up any story you want, and people believe you. But honestly and truthfully, anybody that wants to know the truth, I will fully and open bookly tell them.
Yes. People don't care what people say about you. Go, go, go. And do
Yes, sir.
what do the things that you want to do in life, physically and metaphorically. What did it feel like to stand up again after the loss? What was the anchor point? What is the is it anger, love, or a specific person, or a sheer stubborn will that you used to pull yourself upright?
So the way I handle things, especially traumas in my life, is I make very cruel jokes. Like, for instance, I was put in a mental hospital for having postpartum and psychosis, which are very serious conditions if you're not properly treated. So I was put in a mental away, and they put it in security. And I was wheelchair bound for about 3 or 4 days until I got back stabilized. And I ain't gonna lie, I went in there throwing hands. I was not a nice person. But when I went back in there and I told them I wanted my leg back, they gave it back to me finally. And they gave me this safety bracelet. And you know what the purple safety bracelet stands for? It's to
What is
warn
it?
you that I'm an amputee and I'm a danger to society. And
Mm.
obviously, now that I'm back to normal, I'm not a danger. So, you know what I wear in legacy of that? I wear my purple safety bracelet every day of my life now. That says Lim Alert on it.
Miss Danielle, redefining as a whole. Our culture equates wholeness with the physical intact body. How's your definition of what means to be a whole person being shattered and remade? Miss Danielle, can you hear me? I think people we have a difficulties in our studio right now connecting with Miss Danielle. So while we're waiting for her, I'm inviting you to
You there?
please do. Yes, I'm here. So Miss Danielle, we have a disconnection already. We disconnect. So before we are waiting for her, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in a sixth season, abstract poetry in a third season, and of course, my book 101 review in its sixth season as well. Comedy 101 in third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well. Geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101, our fourth season. Science 101, Sex 101 in its third season. And my baby podcast, Trivia 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and of course, my Bible Verses 101. Now, please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, we're waiting for Miss Danielle, and she is up. Okay. Let's see what's happened. So, Miss Danielle, my next question is, our culture equates wholeness with a physically intact body. How's your definition of what means to be whole, a person shattered and remade?
So, the way I think of it is I was very blessed because I got to electively choose to do this for myself, where a bunch of other people get in accidents or have diabetes and they can't walk as well as I can when they come out of the surgery, and their surgery doesn't go as well as mine did.
Definitely, you're blessed, Miss Danielle, and be grateful for everything. Beyond a physical tool, how was your prosthesis become a metaphor? What does it teach you daily about support, innovation, and interface between your will and the world?
So it's funny you asked that because any amputee can tell you that all of us, even though we have a missing limb or a missing body part or missing teeth that are replaced by dentures or a prosthetic hand or a prosthetic leg or foot or whatever it may be, every amputee gets a prosthesis. I put a crazy saying on it, and mine says tore up from the floor up.
Yes. So, Miss Danielle, your brain has detailed map of your body and suddenly changed. How have you negotiated with your own neurology and phantom sensation? What have they taught you about the mind's power and persistence?
The way you have to look at it is you've got to have control over your mind, and you've got to have a better perspective, because your mind is not going to know how to function and how to connect on an internal level with these changes. Because in your mind, my mind at least, my mind thinks my leg is still there. So if my prosthesis is off and I go to fall, I go to fall with that. But you just got to have control over it. have control over the way your mind thinks, and you got to change its way of thinking, and you got to persevere, and you got to just turn it around and be like, oh, that doesn't hurt, that just tickles.
Mm. So the pressure on people with visible differences to be perpetually inspirational. What do you wish people understood about the days that are just ordinary, frustrating, or sad?
For me, I make cruel jokes. I make very dark jokes, and I make very dark humor jokes. Like for me, I do this a lot. And for me, I do this a lot because I think it's funny. And when I do comedy bits and when I do get on stage one day, yes, I am going to make disabled jokes. And yes, I am going to make fun of myself because I think it's hilarious.
Indeed,
Other people,
hilarious.
it's not so easy.
It's hard to please others, but well, don't care what people say about you, Miss Danielle. A crisis of this magnitude acts as a ruthless filter. What did it immediately clarify about who and what was truly essential in your life? What fell away?
Um, so my best friend, Tigger, his name is Sean Johnson, and he's been through it with me the whole time. He has been my friend for like 20 years, more than 20 years. And we met in a bar out at a honky tonk over a drunken night in a glow stick. And through my whole life, through my family, through my marriage, through having kids, through my careers, I've been put down. I've been declared mentally unstable. I've been told every negative comment there is in the book. You gain too much weight. You don't look good. You need consistency in your life. I've heard it all. But one day, I told myself I was going to rise above. And here I am today. And
Mm,
as of last 2 years, while I was in treatment, in her dad's care, and I've risen above it. And yeah, I've grieved, and yeah, I've lost, but I make jokes about it. And because of her, that's why I'm here today.
In any profound loss, there is a dance between rage and grace. How have you made a space for both the righteous anger and the
Yeah.
moments of unexpected peace or acceptance?
I'm learning to use my voice, and I'm learning that it's okay to be the person I was always meant to be. And the people that don't want to be in my life, it's okay because I have bigger and better things coming for me. And for those that were there to pick me up when I dropped, they're going to carry with me. And the people that discouraged me and told me I would never amount to anything in life, that I was ugly, that I was homeless, that I was never weigh enough, or that I weighed too much, and the court people that I just went to court for my custody hearing, the staff that told me that I was mentally unstable, that is power to my fire. That is fuel to my car. And that is why I'm going to become the female version of Michael Blaustein and Matt Rife.
Good luck for that, Miss Danielle. So, has dark of defiant humor even been a necessary tool for you on your loved ones in navigating this? Can you share an instance where laughter carved out a moment of levity in a difficult situation?
dark, fair warning and pre-warnings that have lost infants and of course I was with my people. I was with my and all our new crew that we went to a party with Saturday night. My daughter's funeral, you know what we listened to? We listened to ba 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 ba.
Miss Danielle, how has the journey changed your relationship to the words like disabled, differently able, the handicap, or adaptive? Which terms to feel right for you and why?
So for many years of my life, I lived under my family, my biological family, and I didn't fit in. I was a black sheep and I was the only one that held everybody together and I had all the jokes. I was the smartest one in my family. And same in my marriage. When I was going, I took care of the kids. I didn't hold anybody up because I was falling and I needed support. Nobody was there for me. Nobody came to treatment with me. My friends that I still have to this day, they were there and they picked me up with their motivational talk, with their motivational talks with me. They picked me up and they kept me going.
For someone who loves a person going through a similar profound physical change, what is the piece of guidance you offer on how to show up without pity but with a true strength and presence?
Always get yourself sure you're mentally prepared. Mentally, you've got to be ready. And sometimes so when times get dark, make them brighter and give jokes that make you laugh. And pick yourself up and give yourself grace. And turn to those that want to be there with you. And
Ms. Danielle, does the experience feel like a part of you now, or is still something you carry separate or separately? Are you and your loss integrated, or is still a conversation between you and it?
so I'm learning my faith with God because in 2020 I had psychosis and I was also facing the loss of my daughter and I got out of treatment and I stayed out of in hospitalization programs like I remained in society but for the last 2.5 years I've been in a walking, moving, breathing, living coma state. And I'm not going to lie, in 2024, I couldn't handle being flatlined personality. I couldn't feel and I couldn't speak what was happening. So in 2024, going into 2025, I tried to take my own life. But to this day, I have a purpose. And to this day, somebody somewhere let me live. And here I am trying to tell my story.
And thank you for sharing your story to the world, Miss Danielle. In a strange way, the absence of your leg has shaped your path, your voice, and your purpose. How do you relate to that legacy? Is it a teacher, an adversary, an ally, or something else entirely?
It's an ally. I couldn't be who I am without my disability. From the cerebral palsy from the beginning to my limb loss and everything that came with it, and my mental health issues. It's a part of me and it'll always be a part of my story.
It's a part of your story for sure. And to wrap up our discussion for today, or before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to one of my audiobooks, people. Audiobooks because they are one of the best sellers on Audible. Life is Too Short, a journey of discovery, fulfillment, and joy. Book 101 Review, Volume 3, Suggestions. Earth Fever, the unraveling climate, and our race to restore balance. Book 101 Review, Volume 2 selected, and Book 101 Review, Volume 1 highly recommended. Thread of existence, weaving the tapestry of life. Stand tall, stand together. Breaking the chains of bullying. Please listen to them wherever you listen your audiobooks. So, Miss Danielle, if you could send a message back to yourself in the immediate aftermath, the person lying in the hospital bed could not yet imagine the future. What would you tell them knowing what you know now?
I would tell them never change the person you are and never change the personality you carry. Your jokes and your disadvantages and your disability is a part of you. And that day that I was sitting where I got this purple safety bracelet stage name when I'm in life, I'm gonna make that known. I'm gonna make my story known, and I'm gonna carry on and live on my legacy.
A legacy indeed, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Miss Danielle. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your projects, or anything you want to promote on Book 101?
There is one thing. The Life of Limbs, and it's called Amp Life.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Danielle Williams because if you support her, for sure, more and more empowering advocacy will rise. So, Miss Danielle, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good day, guys. Bye.
Modicon people, see you soon.